The best way I've learned from experience, if I feel like I have to add some magnesium, is to do it in the way Mother Nature does. Mother Nature does not add anything by itself. It's usually a balance of all kinds of things added at one time. That's the key. When you make compost, you don't make compost of any one product. You don't make compost with just calcium. Your compost will have 96 trace minerals, right? That's why I always say 96 trace minerals is what you want. You don't want to key into any one particular trace minerals. When you're missing magnesium, and that's what it is, magnesium sulfate. It's a salt. So people like our friend says, don't be a moron, right?
Yeah.
Right. That's what usually happens. People tend to add more than they have other problems caused from adding more. So whenever you have a disease or a pest, the first thing is that you have to realize there's something going on with my soil. That's the soil sending signals through the plants, through the trees. Pay attention.
Yeah.
Right. It's just like when you have a fox, the fox will sit there, or a wolf will sit there and look at the herd. And there's one that's limping and having a hard time. That's the one you'll go after. He reads that, right? So that's the same thing with us, but in a different way. Because when plants are sick, the biology goes. There's different kinds of biology, but there's biology that we call it disease, right? Right.
Yeah.
And that disease is geared. That disease is geared. Oh, look, I can flourish in that environment, and what makes it flourish is because it doesn't have all the trace minerals to keep me at bay. So I'm going to go nuts, and I'm doing my job. My job is to recycle that tree, that plant, whatever, right?
Yeah. Well, and that's where, and we mentioned it already, the Epsom salts, like Lily's using just very sparingly on a rose bush, but it can very quickly, for people that don't grasp the essence of less is more, they very quickly throw things out of balance, and then they're trying to throw something else on to correct that problem, and then something else on to correct,
right.
It's compounds very, very quickly, and your plant season is very short.
And I think that Silly must be saying that she uses Epsom salt. She sprays it, I bet you. She doesn't put it into the ground. Is that right, Silly?
She's just sprinkling some on top and letting Mother Nature water it in. It's for her roses. She wants them to bud a little bit better.
Yeah. I tried when I was young. I got it. People would say, Epsom salt. You want to use it for this. You want to use it for that. I got even better results when I had a blend. So my compost. When I made it, I made sure that it had the proper level of magnesium. But if you have magnesium and not enough calcium, no amount of magnesium will become available. Calcium is the doorway to a variety of other minerals. So one of the things that I learned very quickly, because I worked with roses almost all my life. I can make roses bloom like crazy. Is never key into one particular trace minerals. Always give it a blend. So I would get in the habit of spray your roses with the best compost that Ken makes, because he probably has a nice balanced diet and probably have enough magnesium in there. And you have to be careful. I mean, obviously you learn how to add a little bit, but what very few people tend to add more. And then next you have all kinds of other signs that the system is it's detoxifying from too much magnesium. Very easy to have too much magnesium. Very easy to have too much iron. It's very easy, right? So that I learned that, especially if you are using something that's a chemical or organic fertilizer is nitrogen rich. Nitrogen will cause all kinds of problems, especially if you don't know how to apply it. Because if nitrogen inhibits the ability to absorb high nitrogen, right? Inhibits the ability to absorb trace minerals.